I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga shooting at? Oh, okay. Wow, hit that nigga right in the face. Oh, bitch, stay back. Yeah, stay back. You and your dog, nigga. Oh, you still trying to do it in one hand, nigga? Damn. Come on, buddy, come on. I think y'all gonna win this fight. What up, buddy? There's all type of hostile fight going on.
Continuing search for
Buddy, come on, we're gonna walk. We ain't.
Attention. Fugitive should be considered armed and dangerous.
Alright. You telling me somebody out here armed and dangerous? We waiting on you, buddy.
Man, I wish Fallout 76 was worth a fuck, man.
I wish it was too, trust me, bro.
Damn, man. That shit would be nice. We could be out there doing this shit together.
Hell yeah, trust me. I be thinking about this shit, bro.
Man, that shit got me tight, man. Though I always said, like, what if they need to make Fallout damn this online? Dead. Fuck it, man.
And they fucked it up. I heard the patches did pretty nice a little bit.
Tore it all up, man.
He said they still tore it all up.
Yeah, they tore it up. They fucked it hard.
Hush me, man. They came up with a good idea, but they screwed this shit up.
Yeah, they tore it up really bad.
That's why I be listening at what type of mods they be having. I'm like shit, yeah, cause I'm like shit. They fucked up 76 like that, cause they got mods where they be already done fix up your settlement and shit. You ain't gotta worry about fixing up the settlement and shit.
look back at the year overall, and of course, in particular, at the top 10 Fallout 4
Yeah, we got mods like that and shit.
this past year. 2019 was an interesting one. I don't know if it was the best year for Fallout 4 mods, but it was definitely up there. We saw some substantial and really game-changing releases.
Oh shit, Sam.
2019 that you'll be using for years to come will be on recommended mod lists for quite a while. Without a doubt, saw the peak of what's possible.
Okay, bad. Hold on. Hold on. I ain't ready. Say Billy.
But again, this is subjective. I'd love to hear from some of you guys down below. What are some of the things that you thought should have gone on this, but in the list was actually
went over there. You ready?
things that, although popular, many people probably wouldn't put on their top 10, but I definitely did.
Nigga, both of the robots killed them niggas.
Content or want to see more, you can leave a like or subscribe. I'll probably be doing a list like this for the next couple years at the very least. But with that, let's take a look first at the Machine and Her, one of the most exciting quest mods to release in Fallout 4 in 2019.
Have you downloaded some of them quests on mods and stuff?
A new experience in Fallout 4 based all around this new companion that you could receive.
No, I did.
Kit is fully voiced.
Yes. Once I downloaded work. They didn't break my game, but they got some nice ass looking weapons.
Several custom features such as lockpicking and hacking in a better and more functional way. And like many of the other quest mods out there, this has all of these staples. A fully fledged story, over 6,000
I'm supposed to go get this gold 44 Magnum.
Some new and unique locations. And although there were several other quest mods to come out this year, I think one of the main reasons I liked this one more than the rest was the story itself. The story on this one was well done and well produced. The characters were interesting, different, but at the same time fit in with Fallout 4's world. Sometimes during the story you got cinematic cutscenes that really drew you in. You had tangible choices with consequence throughout this. And these were choices you had to think about. It wasn't like there was an easy yes or no answer. And although for me the story was likely my favorite part, this also left you with some pretty cool stuff in Fallout 4. So even after playing the story, you had a lot to experience. And even some level of replayability, as there are separate story outcomes, which are heavily dependent on the choices you make, which route you choose throughout the story.
Is you like a guard?
A new fully fledged companion that has quite a few unique features. In particular, my favorite was the bark feature. So like when a raider would say something to Kit, she would have a line just snappy right back at them. That was really cool and satisfying, but also things like a full-fledged radio. There's a lot of content here, a lot to enjoy, a lot to be left with, and a lot of rewards you do get from completing this one. But with a new story to experience, a new quest to go on, you probably want some stuff to use during that. So with what may be a surprising choice to some of you, next up we do have the L-string Fallout bow. Bows and arrows make their debut in Fallout 4, finally, as this has been highly requested for several years now. At its core, this is actually an extremely simple mod. It's going to add in a bow and arrow, in fact 3 separate variants, a very simple wooden one or some more high-tech bows that are more used in a modern-day setting. But of course, with a bow and arrow, you need a wide variety of arrows that you can use, whether it be explosive arrows, homing arrows, or even just the typical stone-tipped arrows. And really, there's two main reasons I love this mod, and it makes it into my top 10.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Fallout 4 Mods for the PS4, guys. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 weapon mods for the PS4 that I really think you guys should be downloading if you guys do not have them already. We're going to be covering ranged weapons and melee weapons and grenades and all that stuff, so we have something for everybody. So stick around because you guys may find something that you do like. So every single mod is in the description with links if you guys want to go and check them out on Bethesda.net. And yeah, so let's just jump straight into it. So the first mod we have is the PS4 weapons pack, Mage Fists and Magic and it's by Noir Black. Now this mod requires you to have the PS4 Player Bunker and Combat Simulator mod, which is also by Noir Black, in order to use this mod. So those are both going to be in the description as well. You need the second mod that I just stated in order to use this mod. Now the Player Bunker and Combat Simulator mod gives you this testing range for you to try out all of the new weapons that you downloaded. So we have some cool things in the weapons pack for the Mage Fists and Magic, like this cool orb of lightning that just goes around traveling to enemies and just killing them. It's really, really awesome. And we have other things as well, such as, if we can go through, I do have some extra ones in here, like the Plasma Ball. If we throw this at an enemy, it'll go to them and explode on them. And then we have the Lightning Bolt, which literally like turns you into Zeus. Like you're throwing lightning bolts at people. It's incredible. It's so cool. So yeah, Noir Black really puts some good effort into his mods.
Throwing lightning bolts at enemies.
They're all very, very unique. So definitely give it a look. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this mod, guys. Let's take a look.
It's called the let you see. There we go back and see what mod it's called.
Are both going to be in the description as well. You need the second mod that I just stated in order to use the something that you do like. So every single mod is in the description with links if you guys want to go and check them out on Bethesda.net. And yes, let's just jump straight into it. So the first mod we have is the PS4 weapons pack, Mage Fists and Magic, and it's by Noir Black. Now this mod requires you to have the PS4 Player Bunker and Combat Simulator mod, which is also by Noir Black.
Alright, so basically it's called the Mage. It's called the Mage, the Mage Fists and Magic weapons pack mod. But you also have to download the Player's Bunker and Combat Simulator, and that's by the same person. It's made for the PS4. It was all on Bethesda. Yeah.
In order to use this mod, so those are both going to be in the description as well. You need the
and it's already on there at Bethesda.net.
Now the Player Bunker and Combat Simulator mod gives you this testing range for you to try out all of the new weapons that you downloaded. So we have some cool things in the weapons pack for the Mage Fists and Magic, like this cool orb of lightning that just goes around traveling to enemies and just killing them. It's really, really awesome. And we have other things as well, such as, if we can go through, I do have some extra ones in here, like the Plasma Ball. If we throw this at an enemy, it'll go to them and explode on them. And then we have the Lightning Bolt, which literally like turns you into Zeus. Like you're throwing lightning bolts at people. It's incredible. It's so cool. So yeah, Noir Black really puts some good effort into his mods, and I definitely think you guys should check them out because they're all very, very unique. So definitely give it a look. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this mod, guys. Let's take a look at the next one. Now next up, guys, we have the PS4 weapons pack, Bioweapons, and it is once again by Noir Black. Now as you can see already, yes, this does look like it's
called Bioweapon.
Mess of a weapon. It is crazy. This weapons pack is also really, really cool. They can see that this weapon right here, it causes Mirelurk hatchlings to burst from the target skin. So you can see right there that two of them just bursted out of that dude's skin right there. We also have another weapon from the pack called the Face Melter, and the description just says the Wrath of a Queen. And we just shoot this at them, and it's sort of like acid on them, and really, really weird. Another weapon from the pack would be the Outbreak Grenade. So you throw this at someone, and it causes them to turn into ghouls, which is crazy, and the ghouls will go around just creating havoc.
Bioweapons.
That is really, really awesome. Definitely a really interesting weapon.
But made by the same dude.
I'll say it once again, Noir Black puts a lot of effort into his weapon mods, and there are way more of these, so definitely check them out. I've reviewed all of them, so go back into my older videos if you really want to see reviews on them, but links are in the description once again to these mods if you want to check them out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this weapon mod. We'll check out the next one though. I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so the next mod is called Mini Nuke SMG, and it is by Devil Dog D-Dog, and where you find it is in the Soul Survivors
Mini Nuke SMG? That's what I've been looking for.
Just go through the front door and it'll be literally right there in this trunk. Now I do have things placed down so it clips them, and I picked up the weapon already.
Oh, he already had downloaded it.
Placed it down over here, it'll just clip into it, so be sure to remove anything putting them is right here in this little section of the room, so you can have access to the trunk, so, you know, it's not clipping through and looking all, you know, weird how mine is right there. But anyway, we're going to check this weapon out. So it literally is what it says it is. So it is an SMG that shoots mini nukes, and yeah, it's pretty fun to just mess around with.
Oh shit!
The saturation
They shoot mini nukes.
has just went up immensely. It's pretty fun to
That's
mess
why
around
you
with.
say
I
it
love
breaks the
using
game.
nukes in this game. It's always just fun destroying things, and I think a lot of you people like it as well, because that's really what the game is, you know, titled Fallout, you know, about nuclear destruction. So definitely pick this one up, and okay, I'm dead. Next mod. That's pretty much it. So guys, next up we have the Kaboom Stick, and it is by Bald Blazer. Now where to find it is over here at the Vault 11 entrance. You can see it is right there. It is the Kaboom Stick. It is
the
pretty much
Kaboom
like
Stick,
the
that's
weapon
what it's
you may
called.
have seen me use in a lot of my videos. It's just a shotgun that shoots explosive rounds, but this one is like amped up a lot more than the one that I have. This one is a
The Bollywood pack, you just need that bunker. It's made from the same dude.
So we're gonna go over here and throw down some test subjects. So we can throw down some behemoths, because I think this weapon can handle it. And if I actually, let me select the weapon itself. So there's the Kaboom Stick. Let's throw down a few behemoths, and yeah, we'll just throw those two down. You can see that you may not be able to hear me right now, so I'm not gonna really talk when I'm shooting this, but yeah, it's very, very loud and very powerful. So we'll throw down one more behemoth so you can see just in one shot how much damage it would do. So there you go.
Damn.
It almost one-shots the behemoth, so it's pretty
Like
powerful.
a boom stick, then it one shots a behemoth.
And it just made him fly into the air. So this is another wacky weapon.
You see why we looking at these mall shits, bro?
If you guys want to try it out, definitely.
Oh, they got a version like they got the survival mode.
That's it. Let's check out the next weapon, guys. Now for the next weapon, I know I literally just
If you want to
showed
challenge,
the previous video, but it is a
that will be hard.
Now this weapon again can be found at the Vault 111.
Yeah.
It's right next to the Kaboom Stick, and it is crazy. I really do love it. So we're gonna go ahead and
play
it right here and just try it out. So I have some death claws that I think these are the legendaries. Yes, they are.
Oh, Fallout 3.
I don't know. I just really do like this weapon. So you can see that when you shoot it, it creates this field of electricity that does damage over time. You can see their health bar does go down, and I am actually getting messed up right now. Yeah, I really did not expect this weapon to be the way it is when I downloaded it, and it's really fun to use. So I think you guys will definitely like this, and it is definitely going to be in my top 10 weapons. So try it out, guys. I would really recommend it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the weapon.
I want to just play the game. Nice.
Alright guys, so the next mod is called Micro Nuke Mod 0.1 Beta, and it is by Orton. And now you may be wondering why I'm getting so much XP right now and why I'm on a different character, and there are a few different reasons for that, but where to find this mod, or at least the ammo for the mod, you have to come over to the Red Rocket gas station over near Sanctuary Hills and go inside of it. And this is one thing that I don't really like about the mod, is the fact that you have to find the ammo separately from everything else. So the ammo will be found in this cabinet over here. So the reason I had to go on to this character is because I deleted the cabinet on my main account, so I wasn't able to get the ammo, which is very unfortunate. So you can see the ammo it takes is micro nukes, obviously, and so there it is. Now, the reason why I'm getting so much XP is because I needed to get Gun Nut rank 3 on this character, because you modify the weapons over in the weapons workbench. Now, I believe you could also add this mod not only onto the minigun, but you could add it to the hunting rifle and shotgun as well. But for right now, we're going to be showing off the minigun variant, because that is just the coolest variant, obviously. Personally, who doesn't like a minigun that shoots mini nukes? So there it is right there, and it just looks crazy. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the mod, a minigun that shoots mini nukes, and you can see that my screen has completely just gone black from the saturation, and Oh boy, this is a very fun mod to mess around with. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that you get the ammo in a settlement area, because obviously, you know, it can be scrapped beforehand, which will then lead you to not have the mod, or the ammo for the mod at least, and it's very unfortunate. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Let's check out the next mod. I will see you guys there. Alright, so the next mod is called Mini Nuke Grenade, and it is by Dark Todd. Now, where to find it is over here at the Vault 111 entrance. You just walk down to this, like, APC tank thing with the back door open, and go inside of it, and it'll have this truck right here with the nuke grenades inside of it. Now, it does a damage of 1,560, so we're going to take those. You can also...
Yeah, that's the one too.
Close to the screen right there. But yeah,
Made by the same person.
That is, I hope I don't
The bunker.
Right at my face.
The bunker.
This is very alarming. I really... Okay, we may instantly die, but anyway, you can create these also at a chem bench. So if you don't feel like walking all the way over here, yeah, you could just create unlimited amounts of that at a chem bench. So, hopefully I don't die. Let's throw it. Okay, no, it's just a bug, I guess. But yeah, so just throw a bunch of them, and you can see it's just a mini nuke grenade. And you can see there's sort of a trend with some of the mods I've been showing off that, yes, I do like mini nukes. I do, but they're really fun to just mess around with. But don't worry, that's not going to be all of the mods. There are some extra ones in here that are not nukes. Do not worry. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. You can just throw around mini nukes at things and, yeah, blow things up. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty fun and useful, so yeah, try it out if you guys want to throw around some mini nukes, and that is just flashing on the screen. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Oh, okay, well, that did not kill me. I expected to die right there, but that's it for this mod. Check it out, and let's take a look at the next one. I'll see you guys there. Next up, we have the Boxing Glove Chrome Retexture for the PS4 by Wolf Vargan, and what this mod does, it replaces all of the boxing gloves in the game with a chrome retexture, obviously, and it looks pretty cool. So we're just gonna run up to Marcy Long and just punch with this thing, because I don't know.
I knew you say, yeah, I'm about to, he said, I'm about to have a lot of fucking fun.
You gotta go. So, oh, whoa, she just dodged it. Okay, well, yeah, that's pretty much it for the mod. You can see it looks pretty cool with the blood on there, too. But yeah, it just gives all of the boxing gloves in the game a chrome retexture. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this mod. If you, whoa, Sturgis, calm down. Please do not blow me up. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this mod. If you enjoy melee weapons, you might like this one. It's a pretty simple one, and I think it looks really nice. Again, with the blood, it gives it a really nice touch when you're beating things up.
Yep, that's it. That's the one you need right there.
At all to these people, because I don't have a melee build going on, so you can see that I'm pretty weak with these. But yeah, you guys might do better if you are going for a melee build. Anyway, let's check out the next mod, guys. I'll see you there. So next up, guys, we have the Winterblade PS4 exclusive, and it's by Scientist711, and you can find it in the basement of Jamaica Plain. Now, this weapon is a sword that does cryo damage. So you can see right there, it just instantly went into effect. Yeah, it pretty much works on anything. It's awesome. It just freezes them. It freezes people instantly. It looks really, really cool. I am a big fan of the blue on it. It really looks nice. And yeah, so you can just turn things into just a frozen statue pretty much just by hitting them. And yeah, I really, really do. You just send them spinning. It is awesome, guys. Definitely check this one out. I would really, really recommend it. If you're going for a melee playthrough, definitely get this mod. And yeah, that's pretty much it for it, though. Just a cryo sword that instantly, you know, turns people into a frozen statue, like I said. Really cool, and it, you know, sends them spiraling sometimes, which is awesome. Oh man, alright, let's take a look at the next mod, guys. Now guys, the last mod is called Ion Fusion Grenades for the PS4, and it is by Dark Todd. Now, what this mod does is, it is a grenade mod that can be crafted at the chem bench, and it does something really cool. It has a really, really really awesome effect to it. So I'm still hostile to Sanctuary because I did just beat them up with a chrome retextured boxing glove. But regardless, we're going to mess them up a little bit more. So this may be a little bit of a spoiler for those of you who may not have played through the game to the very end, or maybe not have done one of the endings. This gives you the effect of when you blow up the Institute. So we're going to throw it right now and try it out. It's a really, really cool effect. So if you guys want to see it again,
whoa,
blowing up the Institute, you really liked the effect, or maybe you just don't feel like blowing up the Institute in this playthrough and just want to see the effect of it, this is it right here, and it really, really does look cool. Now, it's really close to you, so you can see that it's kind of like, the texturing looks really weird, obviously, but if you can get past that, it really does look awesome, and it's on a smaller scale than it was when you were obviously blowing up the Institute, because it's in grenade form now. But yeah, you can see we'll throw this one at it literally it knocked him out. The grenade knocked him to the ground. Oh, that was amazing. Oh, okay. Yeah, this mod is really awesome, guys. Definitely check it out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all the mods, guys. I really hope you guys did enjoy my list of top 10 PS4 weapon mods. It's been requested for me to do some more top 10s and top 5s, so I'll give them a few shots. If you guys want to see any more top whatevers on anything, just let me know next week or next video, or whenever I get the video out. It might be next week, it might be tomorrow, I have no idea, but the next video should be top 5 Minutemen mods. So yeah, that's pretty much that, and yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for all of the support. I just can't stop throwing these grenades, they're awesome. But yeah, guys, once again, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Let me see the any more good mods. Cause those shits be so fucking funny. Plus I found my game performing mod. Have you download the graphics mod and shit? You see how dark that shit get now? Shit look good, but I'm just like, damn, it's so dark. I turn on my light.
Yeah.
And we still barely can see anything. For real, you barely still can see anything.
Snap your W-2 and file Fed and State for free, guaranteed. Get the app now.
You might think that because of the restrictions on PS4 modding, there are no good quest mods. Oh boy, would you be wrong about that. In this video, we will be looking at just 5 of the
You hear that? Quest mod. That's what I be getting.
Fallout 4, featuring intense horror, an entirely new Paradise Island, mind-boggling simulations, and some really interesting and unique stories. If you want to see more videos showing off the best mods for Fallout 4 on PS4, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. With all that said, let's get started and check out the mods. First up at number 5, we have the most popular quest mod for Fallout 4 on PS4, Well To Come by Niha. This mod adds a 20 to 30 minute quest to Fallout 4 with a big ending. To begin the quest, you'll want to make your way over to Hyde Park, where you will find an injured man bleeding out next to a river. When you speak to him, he warned you about scientists that have been running experiments on Deathclaws. So helping the scientists in their lab. It turns out they had created some kind of monster, and Survivor asks you to hunt it down and kill it. So you'll want to make your way over to the science lab, fight your way through a few ghouls, and learn more about what was going on in the lab with some really creative storytelling through the use of a memory flashback that allows you to speak to one of the scientists. Continue through the quest, and eventually you'll meet the main attraction of the mod, and I think the main reason why this mod is so popular: the giant Gajira, a genetically modified Deathclaw that stands as tall as a skyscraper. This Gajira is a legendary, which means it's so fast you can't outrun it. It has insanely high high health, and it deals massive damage. Be prepared to join the Brotherhood of Steel for the fight of the century, or if you're enemies of the Brotherhood of Steel like I am, be prepared to take on an army of soldiers as well as a giant Deathclaw. The mod author could have quite easily have just added this giant creature to the game and left it at that, but instead Niha put together a really interesting quest that does a great job of introducing this new Commonwealth threat in an immersive and lore-friendly way. And as an added bonus, the Gojira is not just found at the end of this quest, this mod also adds the Gojira to the level list, so he can now spawn out in the wasteland wherever Deathclaws can be found. So make sure you take care when exploring the Glowing Sea especially.
Shit, you even see the giant Deathclaw out there at the Glowing Sea.
Damn, that's what I'm headed to right now.
Oh, you got that quest mod?
No.
They put a giant Deathclaw out there.
We have a mod that has featured on this channel twice already, Mad Rock by Madrox. I realise I've already talked about this mod multiple times, but I couldn't make a top 5 quest mods video and not include Mad Rock. So if you've seen me talk about this mod before, just skip this section of the video. For those of you that haven't heard of this mod before, or if you need a reminder, this mod adds a terrifying new settlement to Fallout 4 located next to Billy's Fridge, although best practice is to fast travel to University Point and walk to allow everything to load properly. Make sure you head over to Mad Rock at night time for the best experience and go ahead and explore. There are keys dotted around the old haunted monastery, which you will need to find to eventually make your way to the workbench to claim the monastery for your own and lift the haunted curse. Whilst exploring, you'll soon realise that the old monastery doesn't take kindly to visitors. The haunted monastery will try to scare you away with creepy demons throwing skeletons at you and popping out of nowhere to jump scare you. And if that doesn't get you to turn around and run for the hills and never look back, there are some powerful creatures living in the monastery that also don't want you there. Some of the jump scares in this mod genuinely scare the hell out of me. If you manage to fight through the fear and beasties to make it to the underground cave, you will find a workshop which allows you to use the monastery as a settlement and a button that allows you to lift the haunted curse. If you prefer the haunted version of the monastery, you can choose to activate the curse once again. You can invite your settlers to live in the giant monastery and you can start redeveloping it into a nice comfy home, or you can keep the curse active and give your settlers a living hell. It's up to you. The monastery is incredibly well designed, the architecture is fantastic, I had a great time exploring, it was challenging but not impossible, and parts of it were actually quite scary, which I didn't think would be possible with Fallout 4's engine, but somehow Madrox managed it. You need to try this mod. At number 3 on this top 5 list is A Tragedy in Paradise by Boldgrub. This is an absolutely massive mod that adds a brand new world to Fallout 4, the mystical ancient Greek land of Atlantis. To start your adventures in this mysterious new land, you'll need to fast travel to Paradise Island. The first thing you'll find on this island is an awesome new dynamic player home in the form of a tugboat, which features a crafting area on the main deck with a power armor workbench, weapons workbench, armor workbench, and chemistry station. Down below decks you'll find a living quarters, which is really well designed with lots of clutter and decoration truly worthy of a captain that can sail to Atlantis. It has a bed, fridge, desk area, and all the living appliances you could need, including a relaxing spa area. Surrounding the tugboat on the Paradise Island are a few high-end luxury properties with amazing views and just as impressive decor. The island itself just looks incredible, especially the giant waterfall flowing down from one of the houses. However, this video is all about quests, not player homes, and one of the best features of the tugboat is that you can use it to travel to different places, including the castle and the Boston airport. But most importantly, it can take you to the mystical land of Atlantis, which is where the questing begins. When you make it to Atlantis, you will see that there are multiple locations to explore. I would recommend first swimming over to the research ship, where you will find a group of gunners who aren't particularly happy to see you. To get on board the research ship, you can take the boat behind the tug, but you will be noticed. Or you can swim up to the ship and climb the anchor chain in the front and sneak through the crops. Take care of the gunners and make your way below decks, where you'll find a complicated and multi-level maze with locked doors and dead ends. So make sure that you save your game before you start exploring the maze, in case you find yourself trapped at a dead end. Navigating your way through the maze is challenging on its own, but you will also have to deal with some more gunners along the way. Once you've made it to the end of the maze, you will be rewarded with a bunch of incredibly powerful loot, which are relics of the Atlantean people. You'll find unique Atlantean armor and overpowered weapons, but most importantly, you'll find a rebreather mask and a unique amulet, which you will need to progress further with the quest and exploration. Make sure you read all of the notes and terminal entries to learn the stories of this land and to get the hints and clues that will help you with your exploration. Once you've made it back out of the maze, which isn't easy by the way, you'll want to travel to the underwater sunken city of Atlantis, which you can now freely explore because you have the rebreather mask. Your main task is to explore the city to find all of the unique amulets, which will allow you to open doors that lead to some really unique loot. If you can find the puzzle box and figure out how to open it, then you will receive the Helmet of Levitation, a helmet that gives you the ability to fly, and 2 unique rings that give you unique abilities. The Ring of Hermes, which dramatically increases your movement speed, and the Cloudwalker Ring, which gives you the same abilities as the helmet. Be sure to explore the city for more ammo for the weapons you found on the research ship, and to learn more about the story of Atlantis. This mod is massive and full of really fun and interesting content. It can be confusing to figure out what you're supposed to do, and if you're not careful, it's quite easy to cause bugs by not using the rings properly that will permanently affect your save game. So that's why this mod isn't higher up on the list. However, the almost 2 hours I spent playing through this mod were thoroughly enjoyable, and it's worth downloading just to play through the maze and explore the awesome sunken city of Atlantis. Just take your time and enjoy exploring. Give it a try.
$0 delivery fee on your first order. Don't worry about dinner. Let dinner come to you with DoorDash. Ordering is easy. Open the DoorDash app, choose
DoorDash.
The penultimate mod on this top 5 list is the Kelly Household, another mod by Niha. The mod description says, there is a house on the edge of the glowing sea. The talk of the town is that there is a manhole there that leads to a bunker that hasn't been opened for over 200 years. You know what to do. To start the quest, you need to make your way over to the Kelly household and make sure you read through any notes or terminal entries you find to locate the key to the underground bunker. Once you find the key, make your way down to the bunker and begin your adventure. Explore the bunker, read the terminal entries, and protect yourself from the defensive turrets trying to stop you from progressing through the bunker to the secrets hidden within. Whilst exploring, you will learn the story of what happened here, and will even go through a really cool simulation section that puts you in a simulation that takes you back through the Soul Survivor's past, which is really well made and ends with a really cool and trippy, almost dreamlike area. It's just really high quality that makes you feel like your character is genuinely inside a simulation. I'm not going to mention any more about the story because I want you all to discover it for yourselves. However, I will tell you that as a reward for completing the quest, you will receive a unique version of the Cryolator called the CP35, which is a fully customizable unique weapon that uses unique cryo ammo that can only be obtained through completing the quest. It's a really interesting weapon that you can customize to suit your playstyle, and it features the targeting mod that you can get on missile launchers, which means once you've aimed at an enemy by looking down sights, they will be marked and your shots will always hit their target. However, the ammo for this weapon is likely to run out pretty quickly, and I don't see any way to craft any additional ammo, so make sure you make full use of the ammo you have. I had a great time playing through this mod. It's a unique and well-designed quest that is more interesting than most of the quests in the vanilla game, so definitely make sure you check it out. And finally, in my opinion, the best quest mod for Fallout 4 on PS4 is Cannibal in Concord by T9.
The soap you shower with? Because I'll let you in on a little industry secret. Most name brand bars and body washes you rub on your skin are classified by the FDA as synthetic detergent. It's not even real soap. But not Dr. Squatch. We make our soaps with natural ingredients from the earth. Ingredients like oils, plants, goat's milk, Greek yogurt, oatmeal, shea butter, and citrus. No, I'm talking about natural, nourishing, cold-pressed, hand-cut soap for men. But don't take my word for it. These bars are bathing in thousands of 5-star reviews. You want to smell like the forest? Boom, pine tar, we've got you. You want to smell like the sea? Boom, nautical sage, we've got you. You want to smell like you just got off a boat in the Caribbean? Boom, bay rum, we've got you. Just ask the 250,000 men who are already a part of the Squatch Nation. Time for you to get the right tool for the job, because you're worth it, my friend. We ship it right to your door. And with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, if it's not the best bar soap you've ever used, it's on us. Get ready to step out of the shower feeling alive. Still not sure? Here's a couple reviews from real customers.
It smells really good, yeah. Really sexy. Oh, that smells really good.
I would use it, but like, if a guy smelled like that too, I'd be like...
If my man was wearing this, I would be all over him.
Mike, tell me, why hasn't he clicked the link, Mike?
No.
Click the link!
Click the link,
Click it for Mike!
Please.
Click the link! It's your balls we're talking about here.
Click the link, man. Tell them about the ball.
Hey guys, Luna here, welcome to this top 5 mod video for Fallout 4. Today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 quest mods. Remember though, all of these videos of top 5 mods are the most popular from the last month only, not the top 5 of all time, so if you don't see a mod that you think should be there, it will be in a future top 5. Before we start guys, I want to ask you to help me reach 100 comments, it's appreciated, and with that being said, we can jump into number 5. Our number 5 mod is called Maxwell's World, and it's a horror quest mod for Fallout 4. The mod sees you as the sole survivor trapped in a twisted amusement park known as Maxwell's World. Teaming up with a group of survivors, the player leads a last-ditch expedition through the park to uncover just what happened to the park and how to escape. Maxwell's World features an emphasis on multiple paths and resource management. The park is malicious and out to claim your soul, and will happily give you cursed resources to find that end. Carefully manage what you brought with you, or take the plunge and use the tainted weapons and aid that Maxwell gives you. Aspects of the quest change based on your dialogue as well, and you can take sides among your companions, learn their histories, uncover secrets, and watch as the park changes to match your perspective. For features, the mod has a 7-part quest of survival and fright, with more than 4 different endings that reacts and changes based on your choices during the main event. An entire new world space called Maxwell's World, with over 5 completely different sections, hidden details, and much, much more. 3 new companions are added, brand new gameplay elements, mini-games, new enemies, new weapons, and much more. Next up, we have the Haunted Vault 165. As the world slowly heals from the ravages of a devastating war, locations long thought forgotten slowly begin to emerge again as flood waters start to clear. The Brotherhood of Steel have found such a location not far from the Crook Manor. Vault 165 was one of the first vaults to go offline and disappear as the area around Crook Manor sustained horrific flooding. But now it's back and begging to be explored. This mod contains 2 quests about Vault 165 and of course a new vault for you to explore in-game. Our third mod is called America Rising, A Tale of the Enclave. You've woken up about 200 years after cryogenic preservation. The world you knew, the people you love, all replaced by a twisted and desolate wasteland. You then discover that there are others like you, others working towards bringing back the world you lost. Is it all too good to be true? A Tale of the Enclave sees you work to try and rally the shattered remnants of the Enclave in an approximate 2-hour adventure. If you install the mod, you get the following features: 7 quests, multiple new locations, 480 lines of new voice dialogue, many unique characters, Enclave radio station, 5 unique vertibirds, a player room for you to decorate to your heart's content, and finally, in order to start the quest, you must first have had the Prydwen arrive in the game, so anytime after it arrives, you will receive a quest to start this mod. The Starlight Drive-In is now a huge prison camp. You must travel inside and discover its dark secrets in a 2-hour long quest. The camp offers a load of new goodies for you as you explore. New weapons, new unique NPCs, an alien blaster, hidden rooms with secret stashes, but also there are some tracked ones as well that are designed to kill you. Once you finish and discover the way out and what happened to the prison, you can still use it as a working settlement. Keep the prison there or customize it to whatever you want. And for features, the settlement has a customizable environment, so water levels, mist, radiation, 7 unique settlers, accessible only after you defeated the final boss in the prison, interactive workbench, sofa, streetlights, guard towers, screens, and more. And if you're not happy with the prison, over 90% of the area can be scrapped in the workshop mode. Our final mod and the #1 quest mod for the month is called Tales from the Commonwealth. Tales from the Commonwealth adds over 20 quests, 125 NPCs, and 3 quest and location-aware companions with over 1,000 lines of dialogue each. In total, this mod adds in over 12,000 unique lines of dialogue. The mod essentially is a new NPC mod, but way more than just adding NPCs, as all the NPCs are fully interactable and all 125 are involved in 20 new quests. All 20 quests are not just small, irrelevant side quests either, they are full, amazing, and fit perfectly into the game. In fact, some have suggested the quests for the mod are more exciting than some of the main game quests. It's one of the most popular Fallout mods, and it's definitely worth trying out. So guys, there we have it, our top 5 quest mods of the month. I'll be back again tomorrow with another mod video, another top 5 mods, but it's going to be something new. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and comment, so that way I can know if you guys want to see more similar style Fallout 4 videos. If you do, you can also subscribe for daily mods and top 5s. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.
Simple tax returns only. Snap your W-2 and file Fed and State for free. Guaranteed. Get the app now.
Let's go. We're trying to kill the Chinese armor.
Yeah.
A lot of people think Fallout 4 isn't all that
Yeah,
good
if you
of a
got,
game. Any video
yeah,
where I
if you
talk
got
about
the quest armor and shit, they trying to kill. I mean, the Chinese stuff armor, they trying to kill it. Some people mods and stuff.
Trying to find out what this bunker shit is, man. I don't see this.
Look up a video. Cause niggas doing it.
A lot of people think Fallout 4 isn't all that good of a game. Any video where I talk about something about vanilla Fallout, that being Fallout 4 with no mods, the comment section is plastered with tons of different people's opinions about largely how they don't like the game or Bethesda should give up on the franchise. One of the major complaints here, at least for Fallout 4, is with the story and a lot of the RPG elements that are largely just lacking for the game. Now, I can't really help you too much with the RPG elements. That's going to take a much larger mod and really an overhaul, if anything. But story-wise, there are a few mods that have come out over the past year or two that definitely do provide you with a interesting, if not better, experience than what you get in vanilla Fallout 4. So in today's video, I want to show you 5 of those mods. Now, I might title this the top 5 quest mods, but largely that's super subjective. Honestly, this is just a list of 5 pretty good quest mods that I've played, enjoyed, and now want to present to you. You can find links to all of them down below. If you enjoy the video, I encourage you guys to leave a comment or a like. But to start things off, we do have America Rising. So basically, this is going to be an Enclave-based quest mod. You're going to be reintroducing the Enclave back into the Commonwealth, at least somewhat. They don't have a super far-reaching control, but regardless, it actually has implications on the main story. The premise of this mod is more or less that you're going to find a distress signal from the Enclave, and you can choose to help them, and really, you have to choose to help them if you want to do this mod. Then you will have 7 quests to help them get a foothold in the area, take down some of the Brotherhood of Steel, and that's actually one of my favorite parts about this mod. It has implications on the vanilla Fallout 4 gameplay. If you side with the Enclave and get some of the perks that are are associated with siding with them, such as custom vertibirds, a player home, you will thus be aggro to the Brotherhood of Steel, so you can't really do that questline if you wanted to. And even beyond that, seeing the Enclave and Brotherhood of Steel go head-to-head yet again is pretty awesome, even in Fallout 4. It was like my first major quest mod for Fallout 4, and I had a ton of fun with it. Whether a huge fan of the Enclave or not, either way you can play this mod. Maybe you'll only get halfway through it and then realize, uh-oh, I don't want to aggro myself to the Brotherhood of Steel anymore, or follow it all the way through and honestly just have a great time in the process. Fusion City Rising is going to be probably the largest quest mod on this list. The mod author himself estimates this to be 10 to 20 hours with just the base mod, and I'll get a little bit more into that in a second. Regardless, what this is going to be is a new underground city that known as Fusion City. The city itself is going to have a ton of different things: a subway system, a fighting arena, a hotel, a university, a player home for you to get, and pretty much everything else you'd expect to have in a city. There's also clubs, new enemy factions, and things like that. You're going to have a bunch of different quests here, as well as a ton of new battles and dungeons for you to explore, complete. There's decisions that can be made. Honestly, there is just a ton going on here. It's also fairly over the top. It's definitely more kind of extreme when compared to something like Fallout 4's vanilla game, or even some of the other quest mods I am showing you. But at the same time, this is very expansive. You'll get invested into the characters you are interacting with, and although that is somewhat present in some of these other mods, not nearly on the same level as this one. There's a full main quest as well as a ton of different side quests. Even beyond all that, there's voice acting, everything you really want from this, new companions, and as I did say before, a player home that kind of leaves a lasting impact. But the really crazy part, even if that all alone was enough to sell you on this, it actually has its own DLC known as Outcasts and Remnants. Following the same theme as Fusion City, Outcasts and Remnants is going to add in, as you guessed, Outcasts and Remnants, that being Enclave Remnants as well as Brotherhood Outcasts. These are custom-made factions, not the ones you are traditionally used to seeing like in previous Fallout games, but it's going to add in a whole nother 10 hours. The two of these mods in culmination, which you have to kind of use them in culmination, are going to bring you one of the largest and most expansive Fallout 4 modding experience just ever. Until we get one of those big overhaul mods, I don't think anyone's going to top this because it's been a huge collaborative effort. If you guys have somehow never played this before, I would definitely give it a shot. Again, you're going to get really invested in this, and it's not something you just finish in one playthrough. There's a lot of time you're going to have to dump into this to get the full enjoyment and really finish all the quests. Then we do have Maxwell's World. Basically, what this is going to be is, think Nuka World but haunted. It's going to be a massive theme park made by Mr. Maxwell, a rich person who basically wanted to create a big theme park, except it's haunted and there's a lot of spooky stuff going on here. This mod is a ton of fun. When it originally released, it was kind of buggy and it had a few issues here and there. Fortunately, now with time, those have been largely patched and it does work pretty much flawlessly. Even beyond that, this mod actually adds in a bunch of kind of new components, new ways to interact with the game, things you're not going to see in a lot of these other quest mods. One other thing I think you'll really like about this is it adds in a whole new kind of trade system, so you're no longer going to just have a ton of caps like you did in vanilla Fallout 4 if you were a high-level character. As you jump into this quest mod, you're more or less going to be starting over and have to earn this new currency to get some of the weapons here. It's honestly a ton of fun, and again, it's another one that's going to be pretty long and give you an interesting experience more so than anything else. Some of the components and aspects of these other quest mods, or even vanilla Fallout 4, kind of turned on their head here, and it really just changes the overall dynamic. Then we do have Vault 1080. So this is actually a kind of joint thing. It's a quest mod as well as a lighting overhaul. NVIDIA made this to advertise their GTX 1080. Obviously in this video we're focusing on the quest part of this. Basically it's going to take you to this old abandoned church. Under the church is actually going to be a fully fledged vault. This is going to be one of those mods where you have to kind of read the terminals and look around and really just notice some of the not super obvious things. If you just power through this and kill everything, you can finish it fairly quickly, but that's not really the point here. It's one of those locations that you're meant to explore and take in as you go through it and uncover what the kind of horrors that were going on here are. It's actually based around lighting, so you may want to bring a flashlight mod or something like that to see, but at the same time, the point here is to actually take in the darkness. That's one of the undertones. It's about a misguided congregation that embrace darkness and sickness in order to survive, and you actually can make choices about these people. Do you want them to survive? Do you not want them to survive? It's pretty interesting, and it definitely has a very different experience than all the other ones I can show you. It's not like a traditional Fallout 4 location, like something like Dunwich Boars, where yes, there's a ton of things to just kill, but if you look at the deeper meaning there, it definitely has a more enjoyable and expansive experience. Last but not least, we do have Barrenwood. This again is going to be kind of a different experience. More or less is going to be much more on par with something like Far Harbor. Not in size and scale, but just in the way you experience this quest mod. Basically, you're going to be taken to a new location, a new island known as Barrenwood. Once there are a ton of different quests that you can embark on. You're kind of inducted into the first quest as you do immediately get onto the island, but from there's a bunch of other side quests that you can experience if you'd rather do them instead, as well as an entire island for you to explore, experience, meet some of the different NPCs and characters, colors, there's a bunch of different shops here and things like that, and all of this is fully voice acted, and it honestly is a quite high quality quest mod. It's definitely the latest out of all of the ones I'm showing you by a long shot, but also didn't really get as much attention as it deserves. This is a ton of fun to play, and I'm trying not to give away too much because this doesn't have like an overarching theme as much as some of the other ones. It's more kind of branched off into different parts, which I really like and I think is a ton of fun to experience, but it's kind of hard to explain that in one or two sentences. Either way, those are the 5 quest mods that I think are worth a download right now for Fallout 4. Obviously, there's more than this. Tales from the Commonwealth, 50 Ways to Die, Dr. Nix are 2 really cool quest mods that are not included in this video because I haven't really played through them, but I'll probably make a follow-up to this in the future if you guys want to see it. So yeah, pretty much it. As always, again, I thank you for watching. Hopefully you found this video informative. Hopefully you're going to download at least one of these quest mods, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Later. The Brotherhood have pretty much always been my favorite faction in the Fallout franchise. I know I joked for a little bit that I actually like the Enclave, but no, the Brotherhood always holds a special place in my heart. At the end of the day, it's probably simply because when I started playing Fallout, I was a little kid, and who wouldn't want to side with the guys with the really cool armor? But either way, due to the vastness and beauty of modding, there are actually a ton of mods out there to improve the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4. Some of these are lore changes, minor fixes to actually make them feel a bit more appropriate in the game. Other ones actually augment some of their level lists, bring new equipment to them that I personally am a big fan of. And in today's video, I am actually going to be showing you 5 of those mods. If you want to see more of this or like another iteration, you can leave a like on this video or comment down below like, hey, make more of this. But before we jump into it, today's video sponsor is going to be nobody. Yeah, no, there's no sponsor, but I actually have a Twitter down below if you want to follow me, that'd be cool. So what's a better mod to start with than Enter the Brotherhood? What this mod's actually going to do is change a pretty glaring inconsistency or plot hole that is present in vanilla Fallout 4. To get the Brotherhood into the Commonwealth, what you actually have to do is deal with Kellogg. Obviously there's a few ways as to how to deal with that, but after exiting that building and actually completing the Reunion's quest, as you go onto the rooftop of Fort Hagen, you'll get that really cool cutscene where the Brotherhood are flying in. And I honestly have no idea why Bethesda made this decision. If you actually think back to the quest with the Brotherhood of Steel, like the very first one, known as Call to Arms, you are helping Paladin Danse to get a long-range transmitter to literally contact the Brotherhood of Steel and call for reinforcements.
I've been trying to send a distress call to my superiors, but the signal's too weak to reach them.
Sir, if I may.
Proceed, Hillman.
I've modified the radio tower on the roof of the police station, but I'm afraid it just isn't enough. What we need is something that will boost the signal.
Our target is ArcJet Systems, and it contains the technology we need. The deep-range transmitter.
So technically speaking, you can go do the whole Kellogg quest, then go meet up with the Brotherhood of Steel, except the whole time as you're trying to get this long-range transmitter, the Brotherhood are already in the Commonwealth. Yeah, it really makes no sense. Enter the Brotherhood's actually going to change this, and it's going to make it so after the Call to Arms quest with Paladin Danse, the Brotherhood will enter into the Commonwealth, or rather one.
You see the Death Claw, you about to blow him up.
Into the Commonwealth. Whether or not you go see Kellogg is totally irrelevant. This is going to be one of those quality of life fixes that just kind of patches up a big gaping plot hole that was otherwise present.
Yeah,
I know you guys like. You like having content in your game. The next mod is going to bring in some new content for the Brotherhood of Steel, that in the form of the M2045
He's in pieces right now.
There's going to be a really cool new piece of equipment in Fallout 4 for a number of reasons. First and foremost, just the thing itself is cool and has cool functionality. As you can kind of see, it is a big revolver, and as you fire each shot and reload, the last shot's actually 50% more damage, hence having that big bullet in the middle. Kind of similar to that Lamont revolver that you saw the Man in Black using in Westworld. Anyway, the other cool part about this mod is actually the lore behind it. More or less, the backstory is, this was developed before the onset of power armor. And it really didn't make a ton of sense. It was this big, bulky, heavy rifle that obviously was armor piercing, but it was too difficult for a typical guy to use. So it saw little use and eventually was decommissioned. But then with the onset of power armor, it 1 was way easier to use, and 2 had a totally new use. You can manage the recoil while in power armor, but in addition, the armor piercing aspect of this made it great against power armor. But since it was earlier decommissioned, there are so few of them around the Commonwealth. And with anything that is high tech and very scarce, the Brotherhood are on that. So most of these are actually found in Brotherhood locations or actually integrated into the level list of the Brotherhood. Because at the same time, if you go against the Brotherhood, this is actually going to be a great tool against them for piercing through their armors. All around, I think this comes together to make a really cool mod. Again, after installing this, you'll see other Brotherhood members using it fairly often, but I think it's just a cool new piece to actually flesh out their level list. On the other side of the coin, we also do have the B-35C Heavy Brotherhood of Steel armor. This is something I've showed you guys a few times over the past few years, and it really is a awesome armor mod for Fallout 4 and one of my personal favorites. There's really only like one type of heavy armor in Fallout 4, that was the Marine armor. It's only added in through a DLC, in fact. Well, the B-35C Heavy Brotherhood of Steel armor is going to fix that. What it's going to do is similar to the previous one, actually integrate into the level list of the Brotherhood. You're going to find a ton of Brotherhood of Steel soldiers wearing either full sets of this armor if they are higher level, or different components depending on which rank they actually have in the Brotherhood, and it looks really cool. This is a viable armor on them, but also on yourself. I actually really love the look of it. It looks like something that you would be wearing when everything out there is trying to kill you and you don't actually know how polluted the air is. And in addition, there's tons of color customization options. Maybe you don't side with the Brotherhood, you just want them to be a bit more powerful. You can spec this out to be the Enclave, to be the Brotherhood Outcast, or a ton of other things. Kind of come full circle, it kind of gets back to my original point. It's going to add in a new and very viable heavy regular armor variant into Fallout 4. Seemingly Bethesda didn't really have too many of these in the game because of the onset of their new power armor system. You know, not all of us actually want to use power armor. Some of us enjoy using these heavy armors instead. Again, this is one of my favorite mods. It has been for a very long time, and if you're not using it already, I think there's a ton of great reasons to be. So back into those lore consistency aspects, we actually do have the Brotherhood Power Armor Overhaul. This is a pretty cool mod that some of you may enjoy, other ones may not enjoy so much. What this is actually going to do is change the insignia and armor distribution on different Brotherhood soldiers. So now right off the bat, Brotherhood soldiers are going to have their kind of ranking on their power armor. It's going to be labeled on them. But in addition to this, depending on what rank they actually are, depends on which power armor they get. If you guys don't know, in the lore, the T-60 is meant to be a very high-powered power armor, but also not super common, so it doesn't make a ton of sense for every Brotherhood of Steel Knight to actually have that rare armor. So now instead, only some of the higher level ones are actually going to be wearing this, Knight Commanders and above. But again, I think this mod in particular may not be for everyone. I personally like it. It adds in a few little changes that are pretty cool. It's nice being able to see, alright, so that's actually like a pretty high-ranked guy, and he does have a pretty powerful power armor. Or alternatively, be like, you got power armor, but you kind of suck otherwise. One other cool aspect of this, depending on how many of the Brotherhood
oh, right in my face.
Oh, shit.
So last but not least, we have one of my favorite mods of all time for Fallout 4. That's going to be Some Assembly Required. So this isn't as specific a Brotherhood mod as all the other ones on this list, but it still does directly affect them. What Some Assembly Required is going to do, and it's a fairly large mod, but to summarize, it's actually going to make power armor in Fallout 4 significantly scarcer, so you barely ever see it. A lot of the places where you previously found full sets of power armor, now you'll just find one component of it, and there's only a few frames scattered around. But of course, the trade-off being now power armor is significantly stronger. When you see an enemy in power armor, or you yourself are using power armor, you're going to feel pretty powerful. The effect of this being a massive buff to the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4. This is in particular satisfying to use when you actually go against the Brotherhood. It makes them a truly formidable force. The whole ideology behind the Brotherhood is to have the highest tech gear and equipment, and I feel like after using this mod, it truly shows. When you see a power armored knight coming at you, you kind of are scared, because you know it's going to take a lot to take that guy down. In addition, one other thing I really like through this mod is it actually removes all the instances of T-60 power armor and only makes it available through the Brotherhood of Steel. So you're not just going to stumble upon a random set anywhere in the Commonwealth now. You have to join the Brotherhood of Steel to get access to that, which makes sense, again, because it's meant to be a more rare and powerful power armor that, you know, just wouldn't be laying around. They wouldn't have just left it there. In general, I find this to be a really enjoyable mod to use, but it also does have significant benefits for the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys do want to see a part 2, I'd love to hear it in like the comments, or you can tweet at me, whatever it may be. So for today's thing, fun fact, we're actually going to look at a study talking about violent video games. Of course, this has been like a hot topic lately. People say violent video games are very good in society, but what does like the research say? What are people actually finding about this? So this isn't actually like an article collecting its own data, but it's actually a meta-analysis. If you guys don't know, meta-analysis more or less looks at a bunch of other studies done and kind of collectively looks at the results of all of them them, in an effort to actually get like a bigger picture view, not just looking at this individual study, but the 10 studies on this topic, combining all of that data into one. So this meta-analysis looked at 98 studies and in turn 37,000 participants and found that violent video games actually did lead to higher aggression in people playing them. And in addition to that, it actually led to less pro-social outcomes, which pro-social more or less meaning like the desire to help others. Now on the flip side, they also had pro-social video games, so video games where you're helping others, or maybe more peaceful games where the main point is to actually help others. And those types of games actually led to increased pro-social behavior. I personally found this pretty interesting because it obviously goes kind of against the grain. A lot of people say the opposite of what this meta-analysis actually found. But either way, I personally found it to be pretty interesting. Again, I'll have a link to it down below. It was conducted in 2015, so you could say that's outdated, but is it really, did games really change that much in the past 3 years? If anything, it's probably just going to get me to read more articles about the results of video games on behavior. Either way, as always, again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.
Okay, yeah.
This credit app will save you money.
What happened? That app is trash. Only with Experience app can you get your free FICO score. Raise it instantly with Experience. Download the Experience app now.
So a few days ago, I showed you 5 mods to improve the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4. A few months ago, I showed you 5 mods to improve the Institute in Fallout 4. Well, today, as you can tell by the title of this video, we continue that legacy with 5 mods to improve the Railroad in Fallout 4. Obviously, I want to continue this series, so I'd love to hear in the comments down below which faction do you guys want to see next in Fallout. I mean, honestly, it doesn't even have to be one of the main ones. It could also be Raiders, Gunners, in addition to, of course, things like the Minutemen. The Railroad are without a doubt the least modded faction in all of Fallout 4. With that being said, I still definitely have 5 pretty cool mods that I think you're going to download at least one of. If you guys do enjoy the content, you can subscribe. Of course, I will be posting more of this same series, but with that, we'll just jump into the video. Fallout 4 really lacks player homes, and if you actually want to bunk in with your Railroad mates, the only real option you're going to have is the Faction Housing Overhaul mod, specifically the Railroad HQ version of that mod. This is a mod by Eleanor that's going to add in housing for all of the major factions in Fallout 4. As you hopefully just saw, it's going to add in this new, really stylish room into the main Railroad HQ. Another thing I do really love about this is the fast travel point to Railroad HQ is like right next to it, but it's going to have all of your necessities, different crafting tables, a ton of different storage, of course a bed and sink. A lot of things you're seeing in the background are fixed in location, so you can't really mess them up. And outside of that, if you've used one of Eleanor's housing mods or player home mods before, this is going to be very similar to many of those. One thing to note about this is it kind of just gives it to you in a way. You technically do have to get access to the Railroad HQ first, which you can't just walk in there. You will have to do the initial quest, but after that you will just get access to this player home. I personally think this one's pretty cool, definitely looking quite good, and you get free cap with it, so who doesn't like that? Then we do have RRP4APA. What that actually means is Railroad Paint for all power armors. So the Railroad Paint job is another one that's actually locked behind a quest. You have to complete Tradecraft, which is literally the first Railroad quest, so you probably have gotten this power armor paint job, but for whatever reason, the power armor paint only applies to T51 power armor. So there may be a lore reason that this does actually appear, but you know what, screw that. It's a video game with the Railroad Paint being one of the most muted with almost a flat black look. I know a lot of people really want this on their power armor, and of course this mod's going to make it usable on every power armor. One thing that's actually pretty cool about this, there's a few different options with it. You could have it so you just get access to the paint job without joining the Railroad or completing that one quest. I personally chose to have it still be locked behind the quest, but in addition you can actually choose whether or not to get the logo on the other power armors or not. So if you just want the paint and your power armor to look nice and sleek in that gray charcoal black
okay,
color,
I see Rage, Fist, and Magic.
That also. Either way, a good one, something that probably should have been in the game to begin with, but fortunately we have modding to add it back in. Then we do have the Kite's Handmaiden. This is going to be a really high quality and high fidelity outfit mod for both males and females, don't worry. And one of the really nice parts about this new mod is it's actually going to have a cool story or behind it. You'll find it right at inside the Railroad HQ. The story behind this is it was actually originally worn by Cecil Rose de Segura, and I am likely pronouncing that wrong. Either way, she was actually going to be an assassin for the Railroad. There's a much more detailed backstory that you can find on the mod page, but more or less after moving into the Commonwealth, she actually worked to rebuild the Volscian Club, and was subsequently recruited by the Railroad to
Chatterbox Radio.
take down some of the notable figures in the area. The outfit itself is really cool. There's quite a few different color customization options, whether you wanted to have that Railroad style or something a little bit more loud or abstract. For better or for worse, this is obviously not going to be implemented into the level list of the Railroad, so if you join the faction, you'll be the only one wearing it. I personally think that actually meshes quite well. If you actually do align with the Railroad, you can play the role of this outfit quite well. You will be assassinating or doing different pickup jobs for the Railroad themselves, and all around, it is probably one of the best Railroad themed outfits right now. Maybe if you don't like it, you can just put it on Deacon or something. So this is a pretty interesting mod. More or less, in Fallout 4's development, there was actually a plan by Bethesda to make it so after aligning with these certain factions, you would get perks for completing each subsequent quest. This was implemented somewhat for a few of the major factions. I believe the Minutemen, Railroad, and Brotherhood of Steel actually got these perks in the game, but of course, they never actually came to fruition. So now this mod's actually going to add them back in, but in a different way. Instead of actually having it be awarded to you after completing a quest, you're now going to have a bit of a scavenger hunt, as the mod author says, in a very Railroad theme. And this is like a true scavenger hunt. There's no quest markers, there's no quests at all. In fact, you just have to actually find certain bodies or different locations and bodies in those locations around the Commonwealth. I don't want to spoil too much because I think it is genuinely fun to experience this, but some of the perks you will get are the Heavy, do 10% extra damage to synths and institute bows, and Secret Agent, Stealth Boys last 15 seconds longer. I'm not going to go over the other two because, you know, maybe you just want to find them out or they're on the mod page. Either way, this is actually a pretty cool mod and definitely one I would recommend downloading. So arguably the most far-reaching mod on this list, Spare Railroad when playing as Brotherhood. I'm sure you could probably guess what this one's going to do, but either way, in Fallout 4, when you actually start one of the later quests for the Brotherhood, you'll be requested to actually take down the Railroad. If you want to align with the Brotherhood, that is your only option. This is kind of frustrating because a lot of people don't realize as you start the Tactical Thinking quest, you actually immediately aggro the Railroad to you. You no longer can go to the Railroad HQ, use their player home, or any of that. So what this mod's going to do is actually implement a speech or dialogue option to convince Kells, the person that wants you to take down the Railroad, to actually subside and allow them to coexist even as you continue down the Brotherhood quest line. You can definitely tell this quest
there we go.
is a pain point for a lot of people just based on how many forms.
Until my shit fulled up, so
obviously it's only applicable to a new playthrough. If you already made these choices, you can't go back and remedy.
let's see with all these mods. I can't download no more mods.
Keeping them in the Commonwealth, so it's kind of important in that sense. So that's pretty gonna wrap it up for this video. Instead of a like fun fact, actually something to note today is
Yes, I can't download no more mods.
What happened?
No, I had downloaded I had downloaded the Max. No, I ain't got nothing that's gonna at least try to break the game. At least I hope I am.
probably the day when Bethesda announced or started to tease Fallout 4 3 years ago. It's not actually the exact day. The exact day is June 2nd, but 12 days before their E3 conference, they actually sent out a teaser tweet about Fallout 4, and, well, that's today. Today is 12 days before Bethesda's E3 conference, and it is a Tuesday. It doesn't actually seem like they tweeted anything. Let me preface this video by saying this might just be the most excited I'm for a mod in a very long time. Many of you guys probably know about the Shoddycast. They're another YouTuber that basically make Fallout 4 lore videos, as well as some other videos exploring some of these stories that are contained in the Fallout games. In the background of this this video, I'm going to be using a lot of content from them. Those two videos will be linked down below, and I'm also going to have a link to their Patreon. After you hear what they're working on, I think you guys may want that link. So a couple of months ago, they made a video titled their movie announcement video. Basically, they are working on a movie following Roger Maxson. This is the guy that actually started the entire Brotherhood of Steel. We've never actually experienced this in a Fallout game, but there's some hollow tapes and things like that in some of the earlier games that you can actually find out about how this is going on. This all takes place before the Great War began. Basically, he was stationed at Mariposa military base. This is the place where they are actually doing the FEV experiments, or more or less experimenting on humans, trying to create superhumans, which eventually led to the creation of super mutants. If you want to hear more about this, I would recommend watching an Oxhorn or Storyteller video. But basically, there was some pretty messed up stuff going on. The soldiers, like Roger Maxson stationed there, really didn't know any of this was occurring, but they eventually got wind and then took control of the base and started interrogating some of the scientists, really uncovering the messed up things they were kind of enabling. Without giving away the whole story, a few conflicts later, then and there, the Brotherhood of Steel was created, with many of the ideals of that faction created from the experiences that Roger Maxson did have at Mariposa military base. To kind of make this full circle, Roger Maxson had a son named Maxson II. Maxson II had a son named John Maxson, who's actually one of the characters
join the Brotherhood.
So John Maxson is Roger Maxson's grandson, and then John Maxson's son is Arthur Maxson, otherwise known as, the head Brotherhood of Steel guy in Fallout 4. So basically what the Shoddycast are doing is creating a movie based around this, but actually with the success of that original video, they just created a follow-up video teasing a little bit more and telling us their new plans for this. They are still making a movie, but even further, they're going to turn this into a fully fledged quest mod. Basically, the way this is going to work is, if you guys remember the memory den from Fallout 4, it will take you back to look at some of Kellogg's earliest memories. So now, as the sole survivor, you're actually going to be able to return to the memory den and experience the events that did occur at the Mariposa military base. This sounds freaking awesome. Basically, it's going to take you back to before the Great War as your current player character, and you can basically see how the Brotherhood of Steel was created by Roger Maxson. There's a few other details that you have here and there, as well as, again, a lot of this footage I'm showing you in the background is from these trailers, but they're definitely playing it close to the chest. We don't know too much about this. It seems like it's going to be a quest mod. We know a few people working on it, like Anuctium, DogToCG. Roger Maxson himself is actually going to be voiced by Commander Shepard, or the voice actor of Commander Shepard. Yeah, the guy from the Mass Effect series, so that's pretty awesome. And to be clear, they still are making this movie. It's basically going to be a tandem machinima release on YouTube, along with the release of this quest mod for us to download and experience. One of the main reasons I'm so hyped for this is because I feel like the pre-war aspects of Fallout games are always really interesting and memorable. Now, having a fully fledged quest to actually experience how the Brotherhood of Steel, one of the most iconic factions in all of the Fallout games, was created is without a doubt going to be interesting, and I honestly am just extremely hyped for this. Support these guys on Patreon. So often people talk about how they'll donate to mod authors. They don't want to support Creation Club, but they want to support mod authors directly. This is your opportunity. Go to these guys' Patreon. They give you a ton of perks for it, and support the creation of this project. Facilitate the creation of free mods that are so much better than Creation Club in order to smack it in the face, rather than just complaining in YouTube comments and things like that. All around, this is extremely exciting. I can't wait to hear more details about this mod and where they're going with it. Obviously, it's going to take a few months at the very least.
Literally right outside that shit, right outside.
Excited. I think this is definitely going to be up there with some of the most exciting mods we do have coming up. It doesn't really seem like it's going to be on the same scale as something like Fallout 4 New Vegas or Fallout Cascadia, but just even the premise and concept of it gets me so excited, even if it is much smaller. As always, again, I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. Again, links to everything I talked about down below. Check out those original videos. They go way more in depth than I do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.
Okay, super mutant.
Oh, shit.
So to me, I feel like this mod came out at literally the perfect time. Just a couple of days ago, we saw a DLC-sized quest mod release for Fallout 4. This is very much so a DLC-sized experience, adding 8 to 10 hours of new content into Fallout 4, all focused around a totally new area and a totally new vault, in fact. The mod in question is known as Forville, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you a bit of just a glimpse or an idea of what this is and try and convince you to download it, because it is pretty awesome. In this video, I won't be giving any spoilers or anything like that, just broad details and my own impressions of this mod, although I will mention the ending is awesome, so definitely play this one to the end. If you guys enjoy the Fallout 4 content, you can leave a like or subscribe. I should have a lot of Fallout content in general over the next week, between Fallout 4, Fallout 4 VR, and even Fallout 76 as you prepare for Wastelanders. As I mentioned, Forville will be a new quest mod for Fallout 4. Now with this one, it's a little bit different than some of the other quest mods out there, as Forville has a much larger focus on characters. It is very much so a character-driven story experience.
Robot leg, robot arm, robot chest, what?
Backstory behind this one is just after the bombs dropped, people scurried to this location just outside the vault door as it was set to open 20 years later. So Wastelanders set up shelter just outside of the vault door in hopes of security or safety once that 20 years did pass. Although now, as you find it hundreds of years later, the vault door still hasn't opened, you'll find many residents with strong opinions on this. Some just sticking around in hopes of the vault door opening one day, others convinced it's never happening but still enjoying the town, and in fact, just after you walk in, you'll discover there's an entire faith based around this. These individuals holding Vault 4 to almost a higher power status as being one of their saviors, and you can even do some quests to join this yourself. So this mod does a lot right. One of the first things, which you just somewhat saw, is the voice acting. Across the board, while experiencing this mod, the voice acting was great.
I know it might look like it. This isn't some junk town you can strip apart. We got rules around here. So much. I've been trying for so long, but I can't do it on my own. My brother and I were born a long way away. The vault. 17. One day, it was raided by Supermans. I've got some stuff you might want to know.
Holy snap, nigga, I found Gojira.
What?
Holy. Legendary Gojira. Yep, I found that nigga, dog.
Gojira?
Yeah, nigga.
Who the hell is Gojira?
Nigga, that Deathclaw that was talking about, nigga.
Oh.
No, that nigga is huge.
You talking about you? Oh, you talking about that tall? You talking about the 10-foot tall Deathclaw?
Yeah, he dead now. Took his tater clean off.
He said, "Oh, we gotta worry about no more." But damn, he was huge though. But we ain't worry about no more.
Took that nigga tater clean off.
Just something Fallout 4 was almost lacking.
That nigga said we ain't gotta worry about no more. But damn, he was huge though. What?
Yeah, just one-sided that
fairly early on, you're going to have to make a choice to support one narrow path.
No, nigga, you must have walked to almost to the end of the motherfucking map.
Town, and very quickly it almost felt homey.
And he was just sitting up there.
All the characters here to almost an unprecedented degree, much more so than even some of the other major towns like Diamond that you can find in Fallout.
He's just that tall, huh?
And as far as the stories or questing you were doing for these characters, sometimes it was simple, but for a lot of them there was
you don't see nobody.
You had to make some of those with very permanent outcomes, and for many others there was just something about it that made it unique. A little twist that you didn't see coming, or just a bit of
damn, nigga, you was that big.
That actually made them stand out. They were interesting quests, even though they were relatively simple. And unlike some other quest experiences out there, this one very much so feels like a Fallout 4 based experience. Like if you just downloaded a bunch of mods and hadn't played Fallout 4 in a long time, you might just think this was created by Bethesda. One, because it's that high quality, and two, it just feels like their style of questing. It's very similar. And although not everybody loves Bethesda, and especially Bethesda with Fallout 4 and that story, this would definitely be a top tier quest by Bethesda. It really draws you in. You want to know what's going to happen next, and it does a very good job at getting you invested with one side or the other. I don't want to spoil anything around this, but naturally there is a pretty big question you'll have all throughout this of, well, is Vault 4 going to actually open? Is there a deeper story there, or does it just literally remain closed and all these people are fairly hopeless in their major aspirations for it opening? Although the main location with this one is the Fortville town itself, it does take you to several outside locations. You'll often be introduced to these through some of the various quests you'll find yourself doing. But further, there are a few raiding quests offered throughout this as just easy ways to earn caps. Although one of the most interesting parts about this mod is, even though there's a few custom assets, large in part it's not like this is adding in a ton of new weapons, a ton of new outfits for you to experience, but rather the core driving point with this one is the story, which sounds relatively simple, but it is in stark contrast to a lot of other quest mods out there. There's not a ton of combat or unique combat experiences or even puzzles, but just talking to NPCs, discovering their backstory, reading terminals, getting lore, and making sometimes difficult choices about what to do next. It really is a pretty special one. Not only the characters you meet, but also the town itself. You'll always be here even after you finish the quest, and it is a cool in-game location to always have. This mod is very easy to use. You can start a new playthrough for it, just add it to your existing one. And I would say it's without a doubt one of the best quest mods we've seen in 2020 thus far, and really in a long time. I would probably put this in my top 3 quest mods of all time. That is Fortville. What I would say is definitely a must-download mod for Fallout 4. A very special one, and a very well-timed one. Hopefully it'll bring a lot of joy and quite a bit of new content for a lot of you who are stuck at home right now. I just recently made a few other videos showcasing other Fallout 4 mods that would work great with this. Some custom and aftermarket weapon mods that you can add to your game to just spice it up a little bit more with this. But with all that being said, I thank you again for watching. Hopefully you found this video informative. And with that,
that nigga suck in the fucking head.
Later. Right now, I'm going to withdraw $18,500 from my online bank account to my bank account. This is income that's just come in over the past 5 days from a unique system that I've created that makes money by cloning softwares and apps. And it's... With 2021, we are hitting completely new heights as far as the Fallout. As we've seen, several mods actually get completely remade and re-released at a much higher quality, updates for large-scale mods out there already, and just new features being added in every day. Whether that be weapon mods with new functionality that really isn't all that common, but begins to set a new standard going forward, or even just features that are silly and simple, but will definitely up your immersion factor.
I believe you came back, homeboy.
Recap and kind of a highlight reel of some of the best mods to come out
from over
the past couple of months, and really hopefully give you some incentive to perhaps start that extra playthrough, or again, just keep up to date with what's actually going on with this game. With that said, if you guys enjoy the content, you can leave a like or subscribe, or actually follow me on Twitter. We're starting to get into that gaming leak, rumor, and speculation season, and there's a lot of stuff that gets leaked or supposedly leaked that I debunk on Twitter or commentate on there, and it never makes it onto the channel, a lot of times because it's total BS. But then first and foremost, let's take a look at the X12 Plasma Caster. This is one of the recent weapon mods to release for Fallout 4, and immediately shoots its way up to one of the best energy weapon mods available. This because it does several things really well. Right after that, it is a very good looking weapon mod in Fallout 4, and although it's different, not quite the exact same as anything else in game, it still feels like it would fit in pretty well. It has that sci-fi theme, and it definitely seems like something that would be future tech or design developed by the Enclave or Institute in this game. It of course has a variety of customization options to choose from, several of which are actually quite unique and add unique functionality, but we'll talk more about that in a moment, but also some really nice looking reload animations. The reloads on this one were just very satisfying, which is something I feel like a lot of other energy weapons miss out on. But one of the other really cool aspects of this is it actually makes it feel like there is a powerful and valuable plasma weapon in Fallout 4. By default, the plasma weapons just kind of look sad, like they're loosely thrown together, super prototype just to prove this technology works, while this new X12 plasma caster looks like a more final form with a lot of money and development behind it. Then it fills out Fallout 4 as that high-tier alternative with integration into some of the level lists. But if all that wasn't enough, this mod also has some custom features to go along with it, as you could actually set hotkeys and toggle several aspects of this mod. So on the fly, you could actually change whether it is single fire or fully automatic, which is just awesome. Of course, a standard in several other games, but in Fallout, not many weapon mods have this being as easy as just one hotkey press. Even further.
So how is it going, guys? Welcome back to another stream. How you guys doing today? Be sure to let me know in the chat. Personally, I'm not doing too good. My voice is really raspy and horsey right now, and that's because I've been quite ill for the past few days. So do forgive me if I do cough or my voice sounds really weird throughout the stream. Just make sure everything is good here, because PS4 mods are now available. You can see we are on the just go ahead and show you guys. We're on the PlayStation 4. We're going to test out some of the mods. I will say they are not that great right now at all. Some of the mods that I was expecting was stuff like the cheat menus where you put a holotape into your Pip-Boy, and you know, a cheat menu pops up. I don't know if... I'm pretty sure external assets are used in that, so I don't really see why a mod like that won't be available in the coming days. I mean, if I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comment section down below. We really have a few mods here we're going to be checking out. You can see on screen. Can you guys hear me good, by the way? The voice is already cracking up. Let me know how the audio is. Is the music good? Can you hear me well? You can again hear shortly as well. So we've got a few mods here. Forgotten Shelter. This one, I'm pretty sure didn't work, but I downloaded it. Because I didn't actually go into game just to see if everything was quickly set up. I didn't actually check anything out, I just checked a couple of things.